Harold "Peanut" Allen lived a quiet life in Freetown, Indiana. To his friends and neighbors, he was a beloved family man, known for his love of motorcycles, bluegrass music, and his willingness to welcome relatives into his home. Harold also carried a heavy physiological burden. He was diabetic and struggled with obesity. In late 2022, his health took a sharp, sudden downturn, marked by severe gastrointestinal distress and terrifying moments of facial numbness. 5 days before Christmas, Harold died in his living room. Given his extensive medical history, the local coroner ruled the death a natural tragedy caused by sudden cardiac issues. No autopsy screening for foul play was ordered. His widow, Marsha Allen, leaned heavily into her role as the grieving survivor. She even self-published a 29-page survival guide for widows, presenting herself as an authority on navigating the pain of losing a spouse. When a victim has a documented history as chronic illness, physical decline can appear expected rather than suspicious. This legitimate medical history provides a layer of plausible deniability that allows the physical symptoms of a crime to blend directly into the patient's record. 9 months passed without a single question raised about Harold's death. Then, in September 2023, Marsha called the local sheriff's department to report a burglary at her home while she was away on vacation. These security camera feeds captured 2 men breaking into Marsha's house and opening her safe. When investigators reviewed the footage with her, Marsha explicitly identified one of the intruders as Stephen White, the best friend of her own daughter, Ashley. Police tracked White down and arrested him. During his interrogation, White confessed to the robbery, but then gave investigators a detail they hadn't asked for, an accusation that Marsha Allen had poisoned her husband with a root beer float. In calling the police to report a minor theft, Marsha inadvertently invited law enforcement to dismantle her own carefully constructed alibi. Following White's accusation, police brought Marsha in for questioning. Left alone in the interrogation room for a few minutes, security cameras captured her frantically deleting data from her mobile phone. She was trying to erase the evidence, but digital forensics relies on a process called e-discovery, the extraction of hidden or wiped electronic data from a device's hard drive. Using these tools, investigators recovered nearly 7,000 deleted text messages from Marsha's phone. Those thousands of messages served as a real-time chronological ledger between Marsha and her daughter Ashley. The text detailed every step of a multi-month conspiracy to kill Harold. Digital metadata creates a permanent footprint. The physical act of deleting messages on camera did not destroy the evidence. It simply provided investigators with documented confirmation of Marsha's guilt. The texts revealed a phased, escalating attack. In Phase 1, Ashley went online and ordered Cerbera odolum, often called pong-pong seeds or the suicide tree. Marsha ground the highly toxic seeds down and baked them into a batch of brownies for Harold. Harold ate the brownies, resulting in severe gastrointestinal distress and multiple trips to the emergency room. Meanwhile, Marsha and Ashley sent text messages back and forth, mocking his agony and expressing frustration that he was taking so long to die. When the seeds failed, Phase 2 began. They acquired foxglove and water hemlock, both containing potent toxins that attack the nervous system and the heart. The women mixed these botanicals into Harold's chili and his margaritas. Harold's sheer physical resilience kept him alive through the botanical assaults. For Phase 3, they abandoned plants and pivoted to an industrial chemical, ethylene glycol, the primary ingredient in automotive antifreeze. Ethylene glycol is lethal, but it possesses a distinct, slightly sweet taste. To mask the chemical profile, Marsha prepared Harold a dessert specifically designed to hide it, a sugary root beer float, topped with ice cream, whipped cream, and sprinkles. Harold consumed the entire float on the night of December 19th. As the toxins caused acute organ failure, Marsha and Ashley sat in the house and waited 5 full hours before dialing 911, ensuring the damage was completely irreversible. The perpetrators operated with a cold trial-and-error methodology that gave investigators the exact chemical compound they were looking for. Armed with the name of the poison, the coroner's office was able to retest a blood sample routinely retained from Harold's examination a year prior. The new toxicology results came back positive. Harold's blood contained a lethal dose of ethylene glycol, perfectly corroborating the digital confessions found on the phones. This life insurance policy document reveals the underlying motive. Harold held a $120,000 policy through his employer, along with hidden retirement savings, valuable firearms, and a PayPal account. The months of complex biochemical assaults were never driven by passion or anger. The murder was a calculated tool designed for the systematic financial liquidation of a trusting family member. As police closed in, the partnership fractured. Following a raid on her home, Marsha took her own life, leaving behind a final note that insisted she was innocent and laid the blame entirely on Ashley. Ashley was arrested and jailed. While awaiting trial, she drafted a hit list, trying to hire someone to eliminate the witnesses against her. Facing overwhelming evidence, she took a plea deal and was sentenced to 50 years in prison. Investigators eventually uncovered the exact reason Ashley orchestrated the home invasion that started it all. Following the murder, Marsha had been paying Ashley $1,000 a month from Harold's life insurance. In July 2023, Marsha cut her off. Ashley sent the burglars in to collect what she believed she was owed. If the two women had simply honored their illicit financial arrangement, the crime would likely remain undiscovered today. A flawlessly executed murder was ultimately dismantled by the exact same greed that motivated it in the first place.